Hi and welcome to Home Assistant How-To with Bearded Tinker. Today we'll be playing with the Xiaomi Temperature, Humidity and Atmosphere Pressure sensor. We'll start in a couple of seconds. But before we continue with this video, I really would like to thank everybody who has activated their YouTube channel membership. Thank you for all of your support. And also thanks to everybody who watched, liked or subscribed to my channel. Thank you, your support really means a lot. And now let's get cracking with today's video. Now let me first start with the full disclosure. This item I also received from Banggood to do a video on. Since I do not do reviews, I only do home automation or home assistant related videos, I will gladly integrate it inside Home Assistant. And I know it will work because I already have a bunch of them. And no, I will not be keeping this product, I will be giving it away on a giveaway. But I'll mention this later on in the video. No further money was exchanged between Banggood and me. But yes, in the description of the video there is an affiliated link, so if you want to buy this product and support the channel, you can use that link. But feel free to not use it and find it by yourself on Banggood or any other site. Thank you. So the subject of today's video is this sensor from the Xiaomi. This is temperature and humidity, but this one also has atmospheric pressure sensor on it, so you can track those three values. Well, in a matter of fact, you can track more values because it also tracks the quality of the link and the battery status, but let's say that we want to track temperature, humidity and pressure. And I do use those sensors myself. In fact, I have two types of sensors. I have this one, which is temperature, humidity and pressure, and also the round one, which is the older one that I use to track only temperature and humidity. And like all the other Xiaomi sensors I have, well, except maybe for the vibration sensor, but that's a different story I already talked about, and I will not be spending a minute talking about it anymore. I really do like it. It works, it gives me data. The data can be a little bit inaccurate, and unfortunately you will not be able to trim it or calibrate it through the Zigbee to MQTT, which we will be using to integrate inside Home Assistant, but still I think it's close enough. In terms of the accuracy of the sensor, as you can see, the pressure sensors do have a bit of a difference. In terms of the temperature, they are on the far side, and one is more on the sunny side, the other one is in the shade. The humidity is very close, I would say, but once again, they are on a different side of the building. And yes, I did say different side of the building. These are strictly indoor sensors. So first, let's start with what you get in box. In box, you get the sensor itself, the spare sticker, double-sided sticker that you can use it to glue the device to whatever you want, and of course the manual, which I always just throw away. In terms of the size, here you can see the difference between the Shelly one, this Aqara sensor, and the old one, which is round. In terms of the data, here you can see the two sensors, and mind you, those two sensors are positioned outside of my apartment. And I would even say that they are directly influenced by the weather conditions. But I'll mention that in a couple of seconds. Let me first talk about the quality of data. There is a bit of difference between the pressure, which shouldn't be that big in my opinion, but still they are close enough. In terms of the humidity, they are very close, and there is a difference in the humidity since one is on the sunny side and the other one is in the shade. In terms of the temperature sensor, they are very close to all the other sensors I have. I would say that all of my sensors are around 1 centigrade plus and minus between each other, so it's pretty close. Mind you, this one is in the sun and this one is in the shade. But how come that this one in the sun has pretty much the same value as this one in the shade? The answer is simple. I printed this Stevenson screen for my Aqara temperature sensors. And this Stevenson screen is really working great. In the summer, we had around 4 or 5 heat waves. I did manage to track 2 or 3, since I didn't have those sensors before. And they were really protected from the direct heat. I did have a couple of peaks, for example, for 1 or 2 minutes, they would show the values above what I would expect it to be on the sun, but still in the shade, let's call it like that. And the rains, there were really a lot of downpours, so a lot of water running down this printed object, and the sensors are still working. And for the winter, I still have to see if the snow and freezing conditions will keep the sensor working. So let's talk about how you pair it to Home Assistant. In this case, once again, I will be using Zigbee to MQTT, but it will also definitely work with the ZHA. Also, it works with CC2531 and CC2652 RB sticks that I tested, but I know that Deacon sticks and other various Zigbee sticks will work with it, because it's a very popular device and more or less everybody who ever bought Xiaomi device got at least one of those similar sensors, either with or without the pressure. So what you have to do to start the pairing process? There is a little knob on the top of the sensor and you have to keep pressing it until you see the light starting to flash. Since this is a battery operated device, it's recommended that every couple of seconds you also press and release the button to keep the device awake. And when you do that, just select here Permit Join All. In a couple of seconds, when the pairing process finishes, we will have a new device added here. Couple of seconds later, after the pairing process has finished, we now have a new device. So I already have bathroom, which is temperature and humidity, balcony and loggia, which are temperature, humidity and pressure, and this one is the new sensor. Once again, since I will be giving it away on my 10K celebration stream, which should be in a couple of days or weeks, I will not be renaming the device, since I will be deleting it from my network. Also, if everything is working inside your system, you should see the notification here, where we have notification that a new device has joined our Zigbee to MQTT network. If we click on the name, we will get the basic information about the sensor. Let's see what device exposes. And this is the data that we should see inside Home Assistant. And that is battery percentage, temperature, humidity pressure, voltage and link quality. Let's go to Configuration, Integrations, MQTT, and let's look at this entity. You can see here what is exposed to Home Assistant and what is enabled. So we have here battery, humidity, pressure and temperature, plus two disabled entities, which is link quality and voltage. So if you want to track the voltage instead of percentage, or both voltage and percentage, all you have to do is click on this voltage and enable the entity. But I will not be doing that since, as I said, I will be removing this entity from my device as soon as I finish recording the video. In my setup, in this tab here, I have all the temperature, humidity and pressure sensors in or around my apartment. But for the purpose of the video, I also created this one, which is the same sensors as this one. Let me press on three dots, edit dashboard, add card, add couch card, and voila! And now I have in my setup three sensors: temperature, pressure, and humidity, plus the battery as an entity here. So what is the purpose of having those sensors? Well, of course, besides just tracking the temperature, humidity and pressure in or outside of your apartment. Well, you can do tons of things. It all depends on your creativity, both in figuring out what you want to do and also searching the internet. For example, a couple of great things that you can do with the sensor, and I do use it for one of those purposes, is to control when you should open or close your windows during the summer. So what I do, I track the difference between the, in the morning, sunny side, internal and external temperature sensor, and when the external temperature sensor gets close to my internal, I get voice notification and notification on my mobile phone to close windows. Also, in the evening, it tracks the external, again on the sunny side at that time of the day, difference between the sensor outside and sensor inside, and it warns me when the internal temperature is over the external one, so I can open once again windows and let the cool air in. I will be leaving a link to my automations down in the description of the video. But what else can you do? Well, one of the great things that I've seen is that people use it in the fridge. Mind you, this sensor was not designed to work in the fridge. Putting it inside the fridge, where the temperatures are around 5 degrees, will lower the life of the battery. And putting it in a deep freezer when temperatures are minus 15 to minus 20 degrees will definitely ruin the batteries faster than normal temperature inside your apartment. But people did put them, the sensors did work, and they had alarms telling them that, for example, the door of the fridge was open. Yeah, of course, for that you can use Xiaomi door window contact sensor, but it's a great idea to track the temperature. For example, something may be going on with the motor inside the fridge and the food can get spoiled, so you can get notified if the temperature goes above a certain value. What else can you do with this sensor? Well, here is a simple automation that I created a couple of months ago, and it tracks the status of the humidity inside bathroom. And when the value goes above the certain threshold, the vent will start. So there are really tons of things that you can use this sensor for. I leave that up to your creativity. The sensor itself is really working great. My bathroom sensor has been ticking more than 1.5 years and still working on the original batteries, so keep that in mind. So, what are my final thoughts? Well, I have to be honest, I will be buying more of those sensors, especially to replace my Shelly sensor. And no, I don't think that Shelly sensor is bad. It has its own usage and purpose, but it's not for my apartment. Data updated from Shelly sensor is not updated that frequently, so I get one update every 30 minutes, 60, 90, 120 or who knows how many hours apart. And I do not want that. I want my data from my sensors to be granular and as frequent as possible. Yeah, I'm a statistics freak, I know. The other thing where I have to compare Shelly and this sensor is the accuracy. And the accuracy, I would say, is pretty similar. So if we would give a rating to accuracy, I would give all of them 4 stars. Why 4 stars? Because simply none of these DIY or small sensors has the accuracy of real thermometer. And there will always be calibration issues and differences between the real state. But they all are really close. As I mentioned, this sensor has stood a couple of months in direct sunlight, heat and rain. Yeah, inside the case, but still, I think that it is good, especially for the sensor that was rated for the indoor use. Once again, do not put it directly on the sunlight or the rain because the sensor will stop working. It's not watertight case, you have to provide some kind of shelter for it. And there are a lot of designs that you can find and print if you own a 3D printer. And if I compare design with the Shelly ones, I like Shelly ones much better. The design of it is very simple, and although I did previously use only round sensors, I'm switching to the square ones because square ones are newer and have more features. Well, not all, but this one does. And on my 10K stream, which I hope will be very soon, I will be giving this device away in a giveaway. Also, there will be some other devices and we will be having fun. Well, at least I will be having fun, and I really do hope that you too will have fun on the stream. So if you do not want to miss the stream, please hit the subscribe button and the bell beside it to get notified on my future videos and streams. If you did enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to check out my automations that I'm using in my system, including these ones that I mentioned here today, you can check the link in the description of the video. If you have any kind of a comment or a question, you can always find me on the Discord server. Once again, the link is down in the description of the video, or leave a comment down in the comment section below. Thanks again, until the next time, bye bye and have fun.